everyone, and welcome to day one of the International SpaceCRAFT Exploration Challenge brought to you by Space Teams. We are so excited that you guys are here. We are your hosts. I am Claire Meshkat, and this is Natasha Wilkerson. We will be here all week to kick off each day and then to come back later at the end of the day for some awesome presentations. So before we get started, I just want to know who all is here.
All right, so everybody is watching this live on YouTube, and we have already seen a bunch of comments coming through, so keep that coming. Tell us hello. And just so you know, there are over 170 participants from around the world, from the United States of America, Australia, and Egypt. So I see some of you saying good morning, good afternoon. Well, we're all on different time zones, so it's going to be fun trying to keep track of it, but we are just so thrilled to have you. Now, part of these broadcasts are going to require some participation. So we're going to rely on you guys to give us some answers. So let's get started with our first audience poll. So I'm going to bring it up. And this question, please use the comments to tell us, where do you live and what is your favorite place to visit in your city or town? I'm going to play a little bit of music while we wait for responses. All right, what are we seeing in the comments, Claire?
There are a lot of people visiting us from Australia. We've got Toronto, Albury, lots of really neat places that I've heard of, but always wanted to visit. Very cool. Lots of people. My favorite place to visit, somebody said, was Germany. Somebody likes going to Inner Newcastle. Very cool. I love the tropics. Ooh, that does sound really nice. It's really hot where we are right now. Natasha and I are both in Texas in the United States, where it is very warm and humid. So I'd love to know if anybody is somewhere where it's a little bit cooler.
And there's actually, I think, one school from Texas. I'm in College Station, Texas, and I think the school's in Bryan, Texas, which is just like up the street, which is pretty cool.
Awesome. Tasmania. Someone would love to go to Los Angeles.
Well, apparently it's pretty cool in Australia. That's nice.
Wonderful. 27-degree days. Man, I think that's a little bit too cold for me.
Whataburger.
I do love to go to Whataburger. That might be one of my favorite places too.
That is a fast food restaurant in Texas, if you are not familiar.
All right, that's awesome. I'm so excited to have so many people from so many different places enjoying us and joining us on this epic mission. But first, I wonder if you guys know that this program was created by a former NASA astronaut. Dr. Shamatov, who will be joining us at the end of the day today, has a message to share with you guys.
Hello, and welcome to Space Teams. My name is Greg Shamatov, and I was an astronaut on board the space station for more than 6 months. This is only a background behind me today, but I used to do presentations like this all the time from space. We're very excited to welcome you to our new program called Space Teams. My team has been working on this tirelessly for the past year, and it's built on a software platform called SpaceCRAFT that we've been working on for many years. The goal, of course, is to teach you all about space exploration. There's a lot to learn, but it's a very exciting topic, and there's a lot going on these days in space. Someday you will be the scientists and the engineers that create the future of humanity in space. Some of you will be astronauts and may travel to the moon, Mars, or beyond. In this program, we want to give you a head start towards your future. We will teach you about the stars and the planets. You'll learn what it takes to design a spacecraft and how to fly it through space. When you get to your destination, you'll need to understand how to study it from space and figure out where to land on the surface. Ultimately, we will be building human habitats on other worlds, and you'll learn what it takes to use resources that you can find to sustain these habitats without requiring new shipments of supplies from Earth. We created spacecraft software to do real engineering design work for NASA and other space development companies. You will be using it to design and carry out a mission of your own. The scenario of your virtual mission is that there's a rogue planet from another solar system that has wandered close enough to our solar system that it's reachable for us to explore. You're building a ship to get there, and you'll visit and explore the surface. Each day, you're going to have a different activity as part of this mission, and this will be related to the materials that will be covered in each of the daily lessons. You're also competing with other teams for the best mission design. Along the way, you're going to be able to see your scores and compare them to the other teams. And as you probably already know, there'll be a number of prizes for the winning teams. One thing I wanted you to know is that we created the Space Teams program to be as realistic and accurate as possible, so the material we are teaching you and the way things work on the spacecraft platform are extremely close to the way things work on a real space mission. When you're done with this program, you're going to be a bit of an expert on space exploration. I've been through all of the training that any astronaut ever gets, and so you have my word that you can consider this program as Astronaut Training 101. I hope you enjoy it. I look forward to seeing your progress throughout the week. Welcome again to the Space Teams program.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Shamatov. We look forward to seeing you again at the end of the day in about 3 hours. So we are always here, standing by, ready to help you if you need help during this live broadcast. You can ask questions in the comments. You can also reach out to us and file a help ticket, and I'm going to show you exactly where you can do that. There are 3 different places that you will be this week to complete this mission. The first place is the spacecraft software. You should have already downloaded that onto your computer. That's where you will do the bulk of your work, building your spacecraft, landing on a planet, building a habitat, just like Dr. Shamatov just explained. And then there are 2 websites that you need to have bookmarked that you will need for this week. The first one is the learning platform. That's where you're going to be watching lessons, and Natasha will go over that in just a minute. But first, I will show you the dashboard. The spacecraft dashboard is where you will log in, and this is where you will file a help ticket. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. This is the Space Teams dashboard. You will be able to log in with your email and password here. And once you do that, you will see this screen. On this screen, I want to draw your attention to the very important help button over here on the right. This blue tab right here, when you click it, you will be able to put your name, your email, and whatever your question is to get you the help that you need. There are a few questions that are very common that have answers already off on the right in the knowledge base. So you can check those out to make sure your question hasn't already been answered. Now, if you submit a question, this creates a ticket that the team is standing by ready to help you, but make sure that the email that you put in this ticket, that when you submit it, make sure you're checking that email to get your answer, because they will be answering shortly and you need to be ready to receive it if you really want that help. Okay, the other things that you can do on this dashboard, this is where you will see your team, important messages on the bulletin board. And if you go up here to the chat, you will be able to talk to everybody who is in the Space Teams program right now. I see some of you guys have already started chatting. You can also toggle right here to your team and talk just to your team. You'll also be able to chat with your team on the spacecraft software itself. Now, you saw probably on the homepage that there is a leaderboard. But please don't panic, because today your first lesson, as we'll hear about in a little bit, does not have a score. The leaderboard is pretty much meaningless on the first day. This is just to get you used to everything that's going on and get you warmed up and excited about this mission without any stress or pressure. So even if you aren't able to work on the spacecraft today, by the end of the day, that is okay. You can always go back and create your own planet. There are no points for this first day. All right. Natasha is going to now share with you the next platform, the next place you should bookmark on the internet, the learning platform.
All right, so what we're looking at is the Space Teams Learning Platform. We understand there's a couple issues with a few students getting access, so make sure if you're having any issues, you have not created an account yet, to reach out to that help desk that Claire just showed you on the dashboard. All right, so whenever you get access, you will be creating your account here. But I want to point your attention to the navigation menu at the top. We have the library, the dashboard, and the agenda. The dashboard takes you to where Claire just showed you, where you're going to access that spacecraft platform dashboard. The library will have your daily activities, and the agenda is the place to go if you're lost and you're like, what is happening today? So let's start there. All right, so right here is the start guide. I recommend, if you have not been in the dash or in the learning platform yet, start here. This is going to give you a checklist for launch. It is going to give you all the information to download your spacecraft platform. So that is the place you want to start. If you scroll down, you are going to find the agenda for each day. We are at the kickoff, the welcome event. You will notice different time zones. I'm in Texas, Central Standard Time. It is 7 p.m.-ish here. There are several of you in Australia where it is the morning. We have people in California that is at a different time zone, earlier here than us. And so make sure you check the time with wherever you are located, so to avoid any confusion. There are 2 live events every day. There is this kickoff meeting to kick off your day and to tell you everything to expect and get you ready to dive into those activities. Then you're going to have about 2.5 hours on your own. You're going to watch tutorials, you're going to watch lessons, you're going to get into the Space Teams community, and I've seen many of you have already started on some of these. And then you're going to be back on YouTube with our special presentation every day. So that'll be about 2.5 hours after this broadcast. And then you'll have time until the next day to continue with the spacecraft activities and so on. So let's see what that looks like. If you go to the library, we have the Start Here section. Start there. And then we have our day 1 activities. So if you are watching this live, most likely you found it from this click here to join live for day 1. That's where you're going to access these live broadcasts. When you're done with this broadcast, come back and you're going to get into our lessons. To watch, click this button. You can put it in full screen. You can change the volume, the speed. If they're talking way too fast, you can slow it down. And actually, the person that's in these lessons, our mission expert, will join us in the broadcast every day. So this first one is with Dylan, and you're actually going to meet him here in a few minutes. So the lessons are broken up to try to kind of break it in different parts. And they're going to be different activities to kind of give you a mental break. So the first activity is to submit a question to our speaker. So you will click here and it'll take you to a form. Our first speaker is Dr. Shamatov. We're really excited to have him, but we want to ask him your questions. So go in here, give us your information, and then what do you want to know? Anything about human space exploration, his experience as an astronaut, tell us what you want to know. All right, and then you're going to go back and you will continue with the lessons, each broken in different parts. And then at one point, you're going to get to the Space Teams community. And this is a place where you're going to have some fun questions, but I'm going to come back to this. So keep going through the lessons, and then you'll have this little quiz. It's really short, 10 questions. Someone already asked, is it timed? No, it's not timed. Take it at your own pace. Multiple choice, just to see how well you were paying attention. Okay, and then it's time for spacecraft. So you are going to watch this introduction video, and each day there is a different tutorial to really get you prepared on how to use the spacecraft program. So you'll watch the tutorial, and then that's in about 2.5 hours. You'll have time to do that. And then you'll come back and have a break and listen to our speaker. You will join with this Join Live Presentation button. We ask then at the end to go ahead and complete a reflection. This is where it's another form I'm going to show you. Just give us your information, then you'll tell us what happened that day. What went well? Is there anything we need to fix? This is where we want your feedback. We request that you also send us a screenshot from spacecraft. Something you've experienced would be awesome. And then a video is kind of a bonus. And these will both get you into a raffle, which I'll talk about in a second as a little teaser. But what I want to do is go back to Space Teams, because this is a really cool place. So this is the Space Teams community. And there are 2 sections. There's Space Teams Fun, so some really fun questions. And we are going to post a new one every day. The first one is to introduce yourself. And as you'll see, check out all the people from all over the world that are already responding. You can see James here, who likes 3D printing. Eloise has a dog called Chester. I love it. And so there's a lot of really fun responses. You can reply to each other. So we just thought this is a cool place to connect with everyone. The second topic is our spacecraft showcase. The last day of Space Teams is an award ceremony. You will have the chance to win some special awards. The only way you have this chance is in here, in this community. We ask that you submit by commenting below. So the first one, some of already have completed this, which is a team mission patch. And so you can see a couple of the team mission patches here, and these will be part of the selection for that final special award. And we'll go over more of these later in the week, but we just ask that you make sure where you're submitting is the appropriate place. So just double check that you're in the right topic. A little note here, we do want this to be a positive, fun place to connect. There is a 0 tolerance policy for any inappropriate behavior, any bullying, so please be mindful and respectful of your fellow participants. That is also for the YouTube comments. I see some of you are quite excited in the comments. And we do have people monitoring that chat, so just be aware of that. Okay, so now we're back in the library. I'm going to point your attention to 2 more sections. We have our Space Teams supporters. These are the organizations that are part of Space Teams, are behind Space Team, partnered with, and make it possible. So go ahead and check out all these awesome organizations and companies. And then finally, and you'll meet some of these here in a little bit, is our Industry Mentor Spotlight. These are the profiles of the different industry mentors that will be stopping by throughout the week to check in on your progress in spacecraft, to give you some extra tips and tricks. And we're going to actually talk to them here in a few minutes. Okay, that was a lot. I think where I'm ending now is what everybody probably heard me say, which was there's a way to win prizes. So Claire?
Yeah, there's a way to win prizes. Actually, you can win prizes at every day. So every day when you come to that morning or afternoon, whatever time it is, kickoff meeting for that day, you could possibly be in a raffle drawing. Now, the way to get that raffle drawing is you go and answer those questions in the community. Answer those fun questions. Submit answers, submit things in there, interact. Every time that you submit an answer, you get your name in the raffle drawing. Also, very important on that learning platform was the reflection at the end of each day. When you submit that reflection, you get your name in the raffle drawing. Every day will be a raffle drawing to win Space Team swag. You will get to win some really cool stuff that will be mailed directly to you. And so I really hope that you guys enjoy doing those questions and reflections and also get your name entered for those raffle prizes. Now, I want to know a little bit more about the people that we have here with us on YouTube today. Natasha, do we have some more questions that we can ask them?
Yes. Okay, so you guys are having fun in the comments. So we're going to play a little game. This is another engagement opportunity for everyone that's watching us right now live. So this game is called Can You Guess the Sound? Now, we did a little pre-test and the sounds might be a little quiet, so you might need to turn up your volume for these. But what we ask is you listen to the sound, and in the comments, what do you think you're listening to? Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Okay.
Ooh, what do y'all think it is? In the comments, let us know.
There's a couple.
Yes.
It's still actually playing.
Some really great guesses here.
What are we getting?
Computer
Ooh.
fan. Machine movement, engine sounds.
Start from the beginning.
Rover. Should we listen again?
Yeah, give him a couple more seconds. Do I see a few more rovers? Okay.
All right, what is it, Natasha?
Okay, those are the sounds from Mars as captured by NASA's Perseverance rover. So actually, maybe we'll give them credit. I'd say they got it.
I think so. There was a lot of guesses for rovers there.
Yeah.
I'd take that for sure.
Okay, let's see the next one. I almost told you. Let's play it again.
Ooh, what do y'all think? Any guesses to what that sound was?
Ooh. I'm seeing some.
I think we have some people that have some good context clues.
All right, I'm playing. Oh, go back. Let me play the results. Because they actually tell you in the video.
Vibration of the sun. It almost has a warmth to it. It's just enough where I can almost feel the sound on my skin or on my clothes. I imagine feeling the sun, moving next to me. My name is Alex Young, and I am the Associate Director for Science in the Heliophysics Science Division here at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. When anything material moves, waves travel through it, and the same thing happens inside the sun. And these waves are traveling, bouncing around inside the sun, and if your eyes were sensitive enough, you'd actually could see this jiggle. But what scientists have done is they've taken that jiggle and turned it into sound.
All right, so this is a really cool clip that you can get on NASA TV on YouTube, so y'all should check it out. Okay, I got one more sound that I teased it for a second, so let's hear the next sound.
Ooh, let's see. We've got some.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. We were hoping someone would say that.
Wow. Yeah, I thought so too.
All right. So that was actually, we're getting some good guesses. That was actually the sound of a rocket launch. And we were playing that because Claire and I are both aerospace engineers. And we studied here in Texas at Texas A&M University. And we actually wanted to share with you one of the tests we did as undergraduate students. I'm going to play this clip, and I want you guys to guess, what do you think we're testing here?
All right. Any guesses as to what we were testing? That video hurts every time I see it.
I know. Tell them what we're testing, Claire.
Yeah, I think, oh, somebody got it. It is, engine test.
Yeah.
Yes, we were testing a rocket engine. And as you could see, like most things in engineering, we failed.
We did.
And we learned a lot from it. And so it's really important that even if you fail, when you're on this mission this week, if you experience failure, know that it's not the end. Keep going. And there's people standing by to help you because we are all a team. So welcome to Space Teams. Great job, guys. We're going to move on to listening to today's expert, who will talk to you guys about what today's mission is, what mission one is. And remember, there's no score today, but we're going to bring on Dylan. Welcome, Dylan. You are the expert of the day. Could you please tell us what you do?
Well, can you hear me all right?
Yes, you're a little bit quiet.
Okay. Well, I am the, I guess let me start talking about what I am. I'm a grad student at Texas A&M University. I currently studying computer science, and I'm really interested in computer graphics. So for the spacecraft lab, I design all the planets that we use and design the planet builder that you guys will be experiencing today. And so the activity is basically you guys will get to change all the parameters of your planet and see visually what a planet with certain parameters would look like. So you can give it a super big radius or a super tiny radius or a bunch of other things. It's not just changing the radius, but changing the atmospheric composition, the density, the oceans that it has, and a bunch of cool things.
Very cool. So what is your favorite part about spacecraft?
Well, I'm a little biased because obviously the planets are the best part, but of the other activities, I really enjoy the spaceship builder activity, which is tomorrow's, and the lander activity, which I think is Wednesday or Thursdays.
Very cool. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about how participants can be successful today building their planet?
Well, like you guys said, there's no score for today, so there's really no stress whether or not you successfully build a planet, even though starting the planet builder activity, you kind of have successfully built a planet. It's just a matter of changing the sliders and experimenting with different parameters. But it's really more about having fun and seeing all the different types of planets that there can be in our universe. And in the planet builder, there's a list of planetary presets, so you can basically load in what another Earth would look like under different circumstances. And there's a randomize button, and you can kind of see a bunch of planetary options that could be around in our universe, because there's so many planets that we just haven't discovered. There could be a planet that's entirely solid gold for all we know. Actually, there's a few asteroids that are highly gold.
Wow.
But yeah.
I think I could spend all day just on the planet builder exploring.
I have.
Well, that's amazing. And don't forget, those of you who are listening, to submit those pictures of your planet. So there is a special award at the end of the week for most alien planet, and we would love to see those pictures. So make sure you submit them in your daily reflection. So Dylan, one last question. What is something that you do for fun?
I like to play video games on my computer. I also like to paint miniature models in my free time, but that kind of takes a lot of time, and don't normally have enough time for that. But yeah, so I mostly play games on my computer. Yeah, like Minecraft. I've played that. That's a fun one. Someone said it in chat. Yeah.
Yep.
I hear a lot about that one, but I don't know much about it. There we go. Okay, well, thank you so much, Dylan. We are going to have you back tomorrow to do a recap on how everybody did building their planets today. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Natasha, I believe we have some mentors that we want to talk about today. So remember, I showed you the dashboard earlier. You are able to go on the dashboard and invite to your team a parent or teacher mentor that can be with you all week. But there will also be some special mentors that will be popping in and out of teams throughout the week from industry. And we have some industry mentors with us today.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding you into our live stream. There's several, so let me make sure I'm going to get everybody. Yes, okay. Wow, this is fun. Okay, so Claire, if you can help me unmute everyone. Our first question for our mentors, and I'm just going to call on you, is real simple. Tell us your role in your company. Who's unmuted? Josh, you want to go first? Tell us about yourself and your role at Microsoft.
Sure. So I work in the Azure Space team for Microsoft, so helping support defense and university groups who have space initiatives to develop and build their programs.
Very cool. Lee, you're next.
Hey, thanks, Natasha. So my name's Lee. I'm the Chief Technology Officer here at Microsoft, which I thought I had the coolest job, getting to solve really big problems with cool technology that's still being built. But you guys beat me with your rockets and engines exploding. So
I think they're both cool. And then our engine failed, so I don't know how much.
True.
I mean,
True.
Failure is cool in a way. First, I love y'all's hats. Thank you. Now I feel like I should be wearing mine too. All right, next we have Lynn, who I'm going to unmute. Go ahead. I cannot. Your mic is not connected, Lynn. So I'm going to let you troubleshoot that. There you are. Go ahead.
I'm back. Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm the Microsoft Azure Space lead. I'm in Australia. And similar to Josh, we help a number of industries, defense and commercial space industries, with technology to use in space. We're really excited to be here with you this week.
Awesome. All right, Rocky, you're next.
hi, everybody. My name's Rocky. I'm a platform engineering lead with Microsoft. I get to work on cool toys like you might see behind me. I got to work on HoloLens, some of the more advanced technologies, and try to bring those technologies together to operate for defense organizations or civilian organizations and work in space and everywhere else we can put it.
Very cool. And then I think I have Nicholas. You're last, but not least.
Thank you. So I work in our Azure Space team as well in Australia. So how do we apply cloud computing and digital technologies to the space industry, but also other industries like mining and agriculture? So how do we help them with space data and space tech?
Very cool. Okay, so all of you will be joining throughout the week. First, I want to make sure students know that we have posted your bios on the learning platform so they get to know a little bit more about you and your technical background, but you'll be joining them. So I know you're assigned on different days, and so I want to ask, what are you looking forward to as a mentor here with Space Teams in the SpaceCRAFT platform? So we're going to start, I'm going to mix it up. Let's go back to Nicholas. Since you were last, you'll be first this time.
Sure. My background, my entire career has really been spent building satellites and building things for the space industry. And I think this sort of course in spacecraft has a huge amount of similarities to what I used to do in industry. So I think there's a real direct connection to a career in aerospace and in the space industry, which I think is really exciting.
Very cool. All right, Josh.
So for me, I think the challenge of humans living on other planets and other moons is something I find really kind of amazing to think about. And so I think seeing some of the habitat designs towards the end of the week is something I really look forward to.
Yeah, I love that. Lee.
So last time we did this, I was working on the lander module and I crashed an awful lot of spaceships last time. So I'm hoping not to do that this time and maybe spend a bit of time learning about trajectory planning before I go try lander.
So what I'm hearing is you just jumped into the platform and just started playing around with the students. That's awesome, and crashed.
Yep.
Okay, so they should not go to you for advice on piloting.
Well, I've learned a lot from my mistakes.
Okay, all right. So then maybe they should. That's great. I love it. Okay, Lynn.
Yeah, I am looking forward to satellite design tomorrow. Last time I was involved in orbital mechanics, and let's just say that while I was explaining some aspects of orbital mechanics, the kids had already launched to planet Vulcan. So I was way behind the power curve. When I was in the Air Force, I did a lot with satellite operations. So I'm really interested to get involved in the discussions and the learning related to satellite operations and design.
Awesome. Okay, and Rocky.
For me, it's really about spaceship building. When I worked at Cape Canaveral for a while, it was all about the spaceships and loved watching the launches and landings. And so that's the part I'm always looking forward to. It's the part I did last time as well. So I got to tinker around with it quite a bit. So that's probably going to be my favorite part.
Awesome. Well, I am excited to hear about your experiences supporting space teams this week. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring Claire back on to kind of wrap up our broadcast while I say goodbye to all of our Microsoft mentors. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. That is so great to get to meet them, and I am so excited to get started today. But first, we have a few last-minute reminders. Remember, there are no scores earned today, so no stress. Right after this, you're going to go back to the learning platform. That is where you're going to start watching your day one lessons. It's going to walk you through exactly what you need to do today. Make sure that your teams are finalized, which hopefully they all are because they will be frozen at the end of the day today. Today's mission is just about testing out spacecraft. So once you get it downloaded on your computer, don't stress if you don't get it finished today or get to build your planet. It's all about just getting used to it for today to get ready for the next mission. And then remember to come back in about 2.5 hours for our speaker presentation where Dr. Shamatov will be here. Make sure you submit questions on the learning platform because we will be answering your questions, or we will not be answering them. We will be asking them and Dr. Shamatov will be answering them. So make sure you submit those questions. And then remember after the speaker presentation to go back to the learning platform to submit your daily reflection. And somebody asked in the chat, where do I submit my screenshots and my videos of what I do today? And that is where you do that, is in that daily reflection. It's the very end of your day one lessons. You'll get to see that Google form where you're going to submit everything that we will be sharing tomorrow. So make sure you submit those things. We'd love to share what you did today. So good luck, guys. We are so excited to see what you can do today building your planets, and we will see you at the speaker presentation in a couple hours.
Good luck, everybody. See you soon.